I'm not surprised that Christians don't recognize the King James Bible as the finished Bible.
Yeah.
Because when we look back at the history of the scriptures and how they came from a seed and grew, they went through a lot of awkward shapes, times in history. For example, we just talked about in the day of King Josiah, thrown away, discarded, and whatnot. So it lends the idea that there never will be such a thing as a perfect Bible, because it's always come through all these twists and turns and precarious situations.
But it does get to perfection.
It absolutely gets to perfection.
Now I want to reread something that we read in that last paragraph. Just the last sentence. It says, actually everything prior to his resurrection was still growth. Jesus had a very long growth period leading all the way up to his death. And then the resurrection is he resurrected perfect.
Yes, he did.
That's awesome.
He did. In other words, the same goes for Jesus. We don't recognize the Bible, but Christians really don't recognize and understand Jesus either. And that's how we had the Mariolatry, because you're focusing on this Mary, baby Jesus, Madonna paradigm. You're stuck. There's an autism that's going there, not being able to get past. And the Mariolatry, the idolatry of Mary, develops in something like that. And believers in our camp are going to, in a sense, hinder themselves by not understanding where Jesus is today. So they may have also an appreciation for Jesus, which we do in the days of his flesh, but they may go beyond, and they may be basing all of their Christian walk on that stage of the life of Jesus.
Yeah.
But we had 1 Corinthians 15:45 come up. Can we read that, and then I'll go on with what I'm saying?
Okay,
1
let's take a look.
Corinthians 15:45, here it is.
1 Corinthians 15, verse 45. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit.
So we see stage going on there. And the days of his flesh are very important to us, and important to us to understand.
Yeah.
But we can't get stuck on that stage, because he is now the pneumatic Christ. He's Christ the Spirit now. So he who came as a seed, grew in what we just read, in the awkward stages of growth, who gave himself up on the cross for us because he loved us, died, and then was perfected in resurrection as this quickening spirit. This means he gives life as the Spirit to all who he ordains.
Yeah.
And in this King James Bible, so there is the quickening of life. In these letters, the abiding of the Spirit of Christ.
Yeah.
And so for believers who are stuck at that kind of stage, whether it be on that Catholic reflection that we talked about in the Mariolatry and the baby Jesus, Madonna stage, or it be in our camp, those who are stuck on that Hebrew-Greek stage, they need to understand this quickening Jesus, who is the quickening Spirit, who has the quickening in the Bible that he has finished. This is very important to understand. And that may be even new to believers, the 1 Corinthians 15:45. It's just right there in the scriptures. But we must understand this stage where Christ is now, that we may walk with him, and then apply that to everything. So we have a quickened Bible, a quick Bible, full of life. Don't stop at the Hebrew stage. Don't stop at the Greek stage. God's stage today is the finished Bible, the King James Bible. We want to see you there because we want to see your reward great in heaven.